Tucked away among the rolling hills of Berrien Springs, Michigan, is a one-of-a-kind structure housing a winery offering wines with a one-in-a-million taste.
Well, Rick, I can't believe it's been 2 years since our last visit, and look what you've done with this beautiful round barn.
Well, thank you. It's hard to believe that it's only been 2 years.
I know. You have done so much, and for those of you who missed our show 2 years ago when we first came here, this round barn actually is from Indiana.
From Indiana, Fulton County.
And how did it end up here in Michigan?
Well, we actually found it via the internet and went down, and it was falling apart. They were going to burn it. I made an offer, and they accepted. And so we threw Amish into the equation,
wow.
moved it up here, and the Amish re-erected it.
That's what's incredible. They took it down and put it back up, and you have, we're at the very top of the barn right here, and you have weddings and
yes,
this is
a typical setup. We usually have a few more tables, but it's set up, and it's a place of celebration, and that's what we like, that people are able to share their most intimate moments, and it's a focal point, so it's a beginning for them, and it's unique. It's something that, you know, how many people ever married in a round barn?
Not very many, but anyone can come and taste the wines and enjoy the brandy that they're going to be making soon. And so let's head back downstairs and check out what else you've done since our last visit.
Well, great. It's been a labor of love.
Downstairs, you'll find even more charm than up. Rick and his staff lovingly crafted every detail in the tasting room, and it all melds together as perfectly as a Heart of the Vineyard wine.
You can see, I mean, everywhere in this room is just exquisite. It's warm and rich with all the natural colors. And the other wonderful thing is every piece of furniture and architecture in here really has a story associated with it.
Yeah, it really does.
And start with the gorgeous, the bar in the back bar there.
The bar is coastal cypress, and the back bar is heartwood redwood that was harvested right around the turn of the century, wow. The last century. And it was originally beer tanks from Al Capone's brewery.
Isn't that wild? That is so neat.
Yeah. And we've got some small stills around here as well from the local farmers. And we were down here last night with a bottle of wine looking at the tank wood and the copper and the new addition.
That's right. We're going to see that in a couple of minutes.
And one of the things that, you know, we looked at here is that we always say that God is in the detail. Mm-hmm. And so we appreciate it when somebody comes in and can see those things.
Wow, it's absolutely beautiful. And this is copper top here. It's gorgeous and pretty durable, I'm sure.
Yeah, very durable. And
for a reason.
And for a reason, because this is a continuation from the new edition. Mm-hmm. We produce brandies or will be producing brandies and cordials in a copper still and then serving them on a copper bar. So we thought that was very fitting.
Wow. And then around the edges of the walls you have the copper sconces.
And the copper sconces, that all ties it in. The sconces, we made those ourselves. Wow. And we use these alchemy symbols from the Middle Ages because the still technology is from the Middle Ages. And so we wanted that feeling, the feeling of history.
Ooh, and now we're about to see the new arrival, your
yes.
newest pride and joy.
Yes.
Please come show that to me. Well, here it is, Rick, your latest pride and joy. I mean, how many times have you hugged it since you put it in?
Well,
a little bit every day, huh?
This is about 5 years in the making, and so we're really excited about it. This is our newest baby.
Well, tell everybody at home about this, what it is and where it came from and what you're going to do with it.
What we're going to do with it. This is a still, and this is the next step in the winemaking process. So we grow the grapes, then we make the wine, and then we're going to put the wine into the still, and we're going to heat it and drive the alcohol off so that we end up with a brandy, which means it's an old Dutch word for burnt wine.
Okay.
And so it's all handmade, hand-hammered copper. And stainless, the stainless is for the steam jacket because this is a steam process.
Wow. And this literally just arrived from Europe and...
Just off the boat.
Man.
It came in, they shipped from Bremen, Germany, and it arrived at the Port of Cleveland.
Rick needed patience for the arrival of the still, but not for making the brandy.
So how long does it take then to make the brandy once you put the wine and heat it?
Once I put the wine in and then heat it, it takes about an hour and a half. So we can do with this high-tech German still in an hour and a half what the old alembic stills the French used to take. It would take us about a week.
Wow.
For the same volume.
And you're not only going to sell the brandy, but you're going to use it here as well, right?
Yes, we're going to do a little bit of cooking with it, and we certainly will serve a glass of the brandy.
And Rick's brandy will be made from the fruit of the region.
You name the non-citrus fruit, and it's grown in Berrien County. Apples, peaches, pears, plums, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. Those are all the fruits that we're going to be making brandy out of, as well as grape.
And we're back in the Round Barn tasting room, and look who we found. Don's here. Good to see you. How are you doing?
Thanks, Jill. Glad to be here. Actually, I'm really thrilled to be here. This is my favorite winery in Michigan. I've been coming here for years. I've known Rick for many number of years. I consider him probably one of the best winemakers in Michigan. His wines are across the board are excellent, and I see Rick's brought a few down for us to taste today.
Yeah, you make so many. It's so hard to choose which ones to try. But
And like I tell you, it's which child do you love the most? Yes. You know, we have stories behind each one, and each one has its unique spot and place here at Heart of the Vineyard.
Absolutely. And here's one that we enjoy a lot back in Indiana, too, your Riesling.
Well, thank you. That's
and if you want to pour us a little tasty while we're doing it,
Absolutely.
I'm sure we won't turn it down.
All right.
This is your Riesling.
This is our Riesling, and we brought this in from a research station on the Rhine River in Germany about 20 years ago. It's a special clone of Riesling called Clone 90, and it's very aromatic and perfumey. The good news. The bad news, very shy bearing. So we don't get quite the tonnages we would like, but...
Very lovely floral and...
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Apricots, yeah.
And so this is, I was telling Don, this is what we call spate lace quality, but we, instead of leaving a lot of sweetness, we bump the alcohol and leave less sweetness. The alcohol actually comes across as being slightly sweet, so it's sweet but not cloyingly sweet.
No,
very
not at all.
refreshing.
Oh yes. Very wonderful mouthfeel, very silky, but it has that clean, almost mineral-like finish at the end, which is great.
Which is a characteristic of a lot of the Riesling's grown up here in this part of Michigan.
Well, and their German friends, interestingly enough, they were just flabbergasted that we could grow this style of German Riesling in Michigan. That was not comprehensible to them.
Merlot, it's really a hot wine right now.
This particular Merlot, we aged it for over 3 years in the barrel, and then right now we're coming up on about another year's worth of bottle aging. Back in the early 80s, I couldn't give Merlot away. Nobody knew what it was. They called it Merlot, you know. At that time, I called it cash flow Merlot because it's very accessible, very soft to the American palate, and hence its popularity once people started to discover it.
It's got that nice plummy aroma to it, too.
This is wonderful, Rick. This is actually one I really enjoyed this wine that you've done a phenomenal job. People that think you cannot grow vinifera in Michigan should try this wine. It's outstanding. It's
full-bodied.
Really nice food wine this would be as well, too.
Yeah.
Highly drinkable, highly lovable. And then we have Chancellor, which we used in our recipe earlier, and this is one of our favorite value wines. You enjoy this wine a lot, don't you?
absolutely. I actually sold quite a bit of it, so it's a wonderful wine.
And this is a wine that we have quite a large Italian following, and it reminds you a lot of the Nebbiolo grape with all those wonderful deep tones of berry. Just a great. This is when you have that real rich, deep pasta or a pepper steak. This is the wine for that. wonderful.
Absolutely.
And for an added treat, some barrel samples of the 2000 vintage with up-and-coming winemaker Mike DeSchaff.
And Michael's been with me for 7 years, and he's actually, he constructed most of the inside of the round barn in his spare time. The rest of the time, we have him in the vineyard.
You keep him busy in the vineyards.
Plenty busy.
And this is the 2000 vintage, and I send those that way. And this is
correct. These are all
barrel
2000
samples,
wines.
in
They're
essence.
barrel and tank samples.
Okay.
So the Pinot Noir I've pulled from a barrel, and the Chardonnay I've also pulled from a barrel.
So that's what this is, the Pinot.
We have a grape called Shoireba that is pulled from a tank. That's all stainless steel fermentation on that.
Tell us about the Shoireba.
The Shoireba is a grape that we had almost pulled from the vineyard. We had decided it was not going to grow, not going to work for us. We couldn't get it. One of our friends from Germany said, no, give it one more shot. Just try it one more time, but don't pick it until after you pick the Riesling. So I said, okay, we'll try it one more time. And lo and behold, he was right, because it turned out to be a wonderful glass of wine. You let it hang until after Riesling, and you develop the aromas and the flavors that you're really looking for in this grape.
I'm going to sample that one. Don, which one do you want to sample?
Well,
Rick, pick your weapon.
demanded
You're
this
gonna
one.
choose. This is going to be good. And Mike?
We rescued this one because this was,
One of your
we
babies.
were going to pull this. So we're really excited. I always thought it had potential here, been growing it for 20 years, and had just given up hope, and somebody
never give up hope.
That's right. Somebody
Not in the
stumbled
wine
across our
business.
path, and it was meant to be. It's really exciting for me to finally figure out how to grow this grape and then make this wine.
To make this
Only
wine.
took me 20 years.
Well, here's to that grape and many others, and to the brandy yet to come.
oh yes.
Oh, can't wait.
We'll be back. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.